Hey guys, well, welcome back to Brutally Honest. This is Rick.
It's Lloyd.
It's Coco.
So, if you don't know who Coco is, she's just a brand new guest today. She's going to be kind of a little expert in a certain topic that she's familiar with. Coco, go ahead and just give yourself a quick brief about yourself.
Hi, guys. I don't know what to say.
How old are you? Where were you born?
I'm 22. I was born here in El Paso, raised here in El Paso. And all I do is work and cry. What's up?
Seems like El Paso thing.
Seems like an El Paso thing that girls have a lot in common. Well, like I said earlier, I wanted to bring her in for a specific topic that she's very passionate about, and you'll probably notice when we start getting into it. So let's go ahead and start off. So let's break it down really quick. So Coco's my roommate. I've met her last year. We got really close, and she's told me some part of her life that obviously I'm not gonna say, but there's a lot of, we both kind of have the same views to relationships to a certain extent, especially when it comes to mental, emotional, physical abuse. If you want to go ahead and kick off.
So, pretty much, I'm going to try and explain what are some of the signs of, like, an abusive relationship, because I was in one for about 3 years, so I lost a lot of my life just doing that. It's a very draining, like, I guess, experience or, per se, lesson of your life. One major sign is insecurity, which is the downfall of a lot of relationships, but when it's abusive, it's where it all starts. It goes from insecurity to manipulation to belittling, and sometimes it gets physically abusive, which I experienced all of it. Better now, but so insecurities is they don't per se love themselves, and everything they hate they're gonna project on you, and they won't let you like live your life, do anything that you'd like do normally. Like I couldn't do my makeup because he thought guys would be staring at me, so he would talk down to me so I'd feel ugly and not want to do it. So that's kind of one sign.
So what would you call that abuse? What sort of emotional, mental? What type of abuse would you clarify? Would you categorize from everything you know?
It's classified as a lot because a lot of it was verbal. Like he would call me outside of my name. He'd call me a bitch. He'd call me a hoe. He'd call me ugly. He'd do all these things because that's how he felt about himself. So it would be verbally, mentally, because he would manipulate me a lot. He would get inside my head and make me feel like how he felt about himself. And yeah, emotionally, yeah, it's really bad.
So let me ask this: how did it start? Like, when did you finally start realizing the signs?
Because like when you're in that type of relationship, you don't see any of the red flags, like at all. But like once you start hitting like the bottom, you kind of start seeing like everything that was blinded in the beginning. Like now I see it. Like I couldn't do anything. I couldn't go out. I couldn't even like go to the store with my grandma because he'd be like, why are you at the store? Why are you doing this? Like I guess it'd be the questioning was like one of the very first signs, just questioning me about everything. I couldn't even go to school because he'd be blowing up my phone saying, no, you're not at school. What are you doing? What are you really doing?
Okay.
Like I almost got kicked out of class because he blew up my phone that much.
Yeah, it's a bad sign.
Now let me ask, why is it when, like you said at the beginning, you don't see the red flags? Why would you think that is? Why do a lot of girls or guys don't notice the flags? Maybe because they're, I guess, emotionally attached to this person, and they just maybe consciously or subconsciously might not recognize or don't want to. Because maybe they think, oh, maybe he'll change or she'll change for me.
A lot of it is you don't know your self-worth. Like you think, oh well, this is the best I'm gonna get, so I have to like go with it, and maybe like that person will get better, and you'll grow together. But then you realize, no, like you really have to know your worth, because if you don't, you're gonna let that shit happen.
Now, I know, obviously, you're coming from a perspective of a female being abused from a male. Now, what about males that get abused from females? Why is it that a lot of guys get looked down upon or laughed, or just simply ignored when they're obviously being abused of some sort of way?
No, that happens a lot. Girls don't want to admit it because they want to feel superior since males are supposedly dominant. And there's girls that, again, are insecure and want to feel superior. And, like, when a guy will say, oh, yeah, my girlfriend's hitting me, most guys are like, oh, don't be a bitch. I'm pretty sure she's not. And girls can be just as bad as guys, if not worse.
Let me ask you, how long did it take you to realize, like, in that relationship, like, how long did you date before you're, like, starting to see the signs?
Because I had broken up with him one time before, so I guess it like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
But I ignored it because I thought I loved him.
Yeah, at that point. Okay.
So I thought, oh, I can fix him. You can't fix somebody that's like that. They have to fix themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fix nobody that wants to get fixed,
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now, I remember you had told me I moved to Las Cruces.
Oh, God.
Obviously, that wasn't a good experience, just from your facial expression and your tone of voice. Now, what do you have to say to those girls or guys that want to move out with their partner? You know, hey, you know, let's say if you and me were dating, hey, let's just go to Albuquerque or let's go to San Diego. Drop everything. If you love me, you better go with me.
The thing is, there shouldn't be a question if you guys are in the same place emotionally, like if you guys are stable, it should be something mutual, like where you both bring it up, like, hey, we should try this, not you
Let's
have
do
to.
it.
You have to be out of your own will, out of your own heart.
Yeah, it has to be mutual, because if not, it's just gonna blow up and turn into something so bad.
Okay, so for mental abuse, how could one see the signs and either prevent them or combat it from your experience?
It's because it's hard. Like, at first, I thought he was trying to get to know me when he was literally just mainly focusing on what was my weaknesses and stuff. So that's how he would get into my head and flip it. So a sign would be like, if they're really focusing on the bad stuff instead of like the good stuff and like helping you, then that should be a sign, because if somebody loves you, they're gonna help you. They're not gonna bring you down.
I want to go back to that, the way you phrased it right now. Let's do this if
You love me,
if you
or
love
if you
me.
care about me.
I think that, unless you're like really joking away, I think that's a red flag, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Because that's a
very commanding.
yeah, it's kind of like a threat in a way.
Like, you better do what I say, or either I'm gonna fuck you up mentally or emotionally,
Or
or
like,
even physically.
yeah, he would threaten with things like that, like, oh, if you don't do this, if you don't stay with me, I'm gonna kill myself.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I felt bad because I was like, no one should ever kill themselves. But I realized if he does that, that's on him. He made that choice. I wasn't in his head. I didn't put a gun to his head.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they like to do. They'll be like, well, if you don't do this, I'm gonna do this. So like, they know you love them, so they'll make it so like, if you don't do it, you don't love me.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
they'll
think-
trip you. There you
Go
go.
ahead.
Yeah.
No.
I think with me, and I'm about to like probably piss a lot of people off, when it comes to that phrase, if not, I'm gonna kill myself. I really find that as no, you're not.
No, you're
Like,
not, because yeah.
You're not really gonna kill yourself if you're in that situation where like they're threatening, like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself. They could send you pictures, they could send you a video of them about to do it, but they're not really gonna do it. Many would argue about that, but honestly, I think because I've been in that situation where they've told me that, or I've, we've seen it all where it happens, and it's like, you're not gonna kill yourself. Like, you're a manipulator.
Yeah,
You're trying to use those words against them and put them in that fear, like, shit, what if he does kill himself? His family's gonna hate me, this and that. I just feel like if you're in that type of relationship and they say that, just walk away the first time.
They're not gonna do it.
Like when one of my old friends said, well, if he's saying that, he would have already done it already.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just threatening you just to make you feel bad.
Yeah,
Still
I would consider that emotional abuse.
Yeah, it's mental. You fucking someone up.
Like you just want them in a constant state of fear. What about that's your partner not letting you date? Not date,
I
obviously.
was like, what?
I'm sorry about that, guys. My mind went brain fart.
I don't know about that.
Speak to the opposite sex, even as friends or even as acquaintances. Just saying, hey, so yesterday when we went out,
Oh, yeah.
look how. So my friend came over. We
Mhm.
went to the bar.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say which one,
Yeah.
but we went, and he went to go say hi. He was already drunk. He's very social when he's drunk.
Okay.
He just went like this. Hi, my name's X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
The girl's guy, as she claims that she was just his friend, right away looked up and kind of, yeah, he was like a little thug, wannabe cholo,
Yeah.
saggy pants. He got up and had like, kind of went like this, and the girl had to hold him. Just from him saying hi.
That's
And he said hi to all of them, not just her. Like, hi, my name's X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z.
Okay, no,
And-
is this a guy or a girl?
My
Yeah.
friend's a guy.
Your friend's a guy?
Yeah, and he
And-
said hi to 3 girls that were just at the bar.
Oh, okay.
Relaxing, dancing, having a good time. He just wanted to be social
Uh-huh.
because the rest of us were too busy eating and drinking.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, I'm gonna go talk to him for a meanwhile. He's
Yeah.
very social. So as soon as he said hi, nothing else, nothing less,
Mm.
he got pretty pissed off. Now again, that guy was already drunk.
Yeah.
But even though that, that's already like that's to me that should have been a red flag.
Yeah.
Now, let's say for you, if you're
Yeah.
dating a girl, she tells you you can't talk to any girls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have to be there at least. Would you consider that a red flag?
That's a red flag, and yeah, that's a big red flag. I would be like, "What do you mean? No, I can't talk to any females." Like, I get it, you're insecure to the one point, but at the same time, there's a line to be drawn between insecurity and like trying to control somebody. You know what I mean? If you're trying to like, say like me and you as friends, like if I know this girl, I've hung out with her, and like I know their traits, and I know she's bad for you, I'm gonna be like, hey, do you know what? She's not. Even just on a friend level, like I'm just gonna be like, hey, just be careful.
Keep your distance.
Yeah, keep your distance. Be careful. But as soon as like in the beginning stage where you're not, it's just somebody random like that. Like it's like no.
Like there's 7 billion of us in this world,
Yeah.
and they don't want. They think that you're gonna be the only. That they're the only ones that you could look at. Like, come on, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I've had that experience where I had a friend was talking to a girl,
Mm-hmm.
went out, danced. We invited a friend over from work.
Mm-hmm.
Soon as she said hi, that girl grabbed my friend. Let's go outside.
Oh, yeah.
What the heck?
That's kind of like
It's like what the fuck?
we're in an environment where it's crowded, back to back, shoulder to shoulder, and we're trying to be polite and introduce you to our friend, our acquaintance, so we can all get along and have a good night. And yet you
Yeah.
throw that bullshit.
Yeah.
What could be another red flag when starting a relationship?
Starting probably would be
Starting or during the beginning phases.
Yeah.
Because that's when I'm pretty sure a lot of abusers start throwing their darts because they know that this person won't notice. Just start picking at you little by little.
it would probably be like they make comments like it started like I'm the type of person where like I wear makeup every day and it's not for somebody else, it's just for me.
Mm-hmm.
So slowly but surely he'd be like, oh, why are you wearing makeup today? Oh, you look prettier without makeup. It's like those compliments that are backhanded with like an insult.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess, can you give an example for the audience? For those that don't know what that means.
So it's like me telling you, oh, you have nice hair, but you should cut it off because you look better. But you have nice hair.
Mm-hmm.
It's like saying that. Like or he would tell me a comment about my clothes. He'd be like, oh, why are you wearing that clothes? Like, wear this one. It looks better. So he would make me wear clothes, well, his clothes, so people wouldn't look at my body. Because even at Walmart, we'd be walking and he'd be like, why is that dude staring at you? I'm like, what, dude? Like, what are you talking about? Well, they're staring at you. You must be doing something. I'm like, I'm standing here right next to you holding your hand. What are you talking about? And then you get mad and we'd have to leave. So, like, if they have a short fuse over stupid stuff like that, it's a sign.
Fuck, no,
that's too much.
Well, I guess another one would be, what if you're talking to somebody and they go ghost and then they come back and they try to, they keep doing that back and forth because they know how you're going to react. Would that be considered some sort of emotional abuse because they know that...
Yeah, they're trying to get their reaction out of you. Yeah,
and
they're playing with your emotions.
And then as soon as they get their reaction, they're satisfied. All right.
I feel good.
You're done. I'm done with you for X amount of time. I'll see you later. Would that be considered a good, some sort of abuse relationship?
They like to try you pretty much, because what he would do in that sense, he would let me talk to my friends, and then he would be like, you better not talk to him, because he knows that would hurt my feelings, and I would just like feel lower and lower and lower, and he was killing me as a person, so he could control me completely, so he could feel whole about himself.
I guess my question is, where'd you meet this person? Yes, we can get some background. Sorry, you don't have to. Again, no
be
names.
specific, no names, but just I guess
like
school
work or
Instagram, because like I'm those type of people, like if people keep posting like really depressing things, I'll try and be there, like, oh, like, are you okay? Like, do you need a friend? That's how I started off as, and then it just like escalated into a relationship. Honestly, I feel like I rushed that relationship in the beginning, and I didn't get to actually know him.
Okay.
That's a red flag, rushing it.
Yeah.
Would you consider like, were you, I guess, trying to help a broken person? Like you just wanted to help?
There you go.
Good intentions.
The hero complex.
Yeah, the hero complex.
It's a good intention, and it turned out into something horrible.
I think those type of people, they know what they're doing. They're just looking for that one person that's gonna... Quieren buscar su pendejo, su pendeja. No?
Yeah.
In other words.
They're always posting their sad shit. They're trying to get like that attention. Which some people, they are like...
They are
sad,
and
depressed,
they use that as
their
venting.
Yeah, but then... I don't know, at that point, is that red flag within itself?
Yeah.
That post?
Yeah, because I would think that if you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else?
Exactly, yeah.
Because all you're doing is dragging that person, or you're just using them as some sort of cover, some sort of a mask.
Like a crutch.
Like a crutch, like, well, fuck, if I don't feel good, this person's going to be here whether I want him or whether I like him or like her or not. And that's already a red flag in itself, too, because that other person will be getting you. Is going to get used time and time again. Well, what about girls that, I guess for a guy, from a guy's point of view, you like a girl, you tell her that she's pretty, that you kind of want to date her. She says no, but she's always trying to fish compliments from you.
I mean, I feel like that girl's just insecure at that point. Like, she's fishing for comments, like, and those are the type of the people who are on Instagram just on there with filters and trying to, like, not that every girl with a filter is trying to get attention, but
just don't use the dog filter.
The dog filter.
We all know.
Those are the people that always are reaching out for that attention somehow. Where they have social media, they're always posting, trying to get their attention, different little things like that. I feel like... Sorry, I got a little off track right there.
Oh, that's fine. It's in the context of this topic, so...
Yeah, I mean, like, in mind, though, my bad. I was going in a direction, like, just, like, 3 seconds somewhere else. That's kind of just an insecure thought, an insecure way. Because, like, while, yes, we're on social media, especially nowadays, social media just controls everything. I would say when it comes to an insecure person, if they're insecure to the point where they're just, like, trying to get likes, trying to get comments, and that's a flag within itself. For the insecurities, I should say.
I guess also, he would do this thing where he would, like, my attention wasn't enough for him, so he would get attention from other places. And when I would mention something about it, he would call me jealous or insecure, like all the things that, like I said, he would feel about himself. So like, this girl, he was friends with that girl and her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
They broke up, whatever, and he was just like, ooh, like I could help her or whatever. And I was like, okay, fine. If you're her friend, fine, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But don't take it overboard.
Yeah.
So like, she would like talk to him all night, like weird, but she was like getting his attention, and he was like, ooh, I'm getting more attention. All he wanted was attention.
It was boosting his
He
ego.
was getting fed.
Yeah, like literally, I couldn't talk to nobody. I couldn't even talk to my own grandma because he was like, why do you want to talk to her? What is it? Because you want to go home? You don't want to be with me? I'm like, no, because like I miss her.
Yeah.
You could talk to all these people, but I can't even talk to my own grandma.
Yeah, in a sense, he tried to isolate you.
Yeah, he isolated me really
And
bad.
those type of people, female, male, try to mold you into what they want you
Yeah.
to be, because I guess, I don't know, they were the kids that got picked on when they were little.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that guy that always got picked on when he was little. He was called the nerd of the place of fucking geek, whatever. But he was, as soon as he was in charge of something, sheriff, deputy of whatever.
A power trip.
Yeah, power trip. If he was in charge of serving gravy on a ladle,
Yeah.
and he was like, it's gonna be 3/4 exact. I'm not giving you any more or less. All right, sheriff, fucking gravy. Those type of people grow up to have that type of mentality because, you know, either mama, dad,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they were dropped as a head, or their mom tried to abort them and they missed with that coat hanger. But hey, I got a question. Did you ever buy this guy his freaking diapers? I mean, he might as well if he's acting like a baby.
I mean, I paid all the bills and did everything because he didn't want to do nothing.
Wait, hold up. So, you're with this
Okay.
guy, you care for him, and you're pretty much supporting him?
Yeah, because he only spent money on things that he wanted. He's very immature. Like,
Really?
I would buy him like $200 worth of things, and I would like just be like, hey, can we go out to eat? And he'd be like, for what? I don't have money. I'm like, you just bought like $200 worth of things. What do you mean? Like, you don't have money, or you don't have money for me?
Yeah.
He's like, does it matter?
Like, fuck yeah, I'm at his bitch. What the
No.
fuck?
What?
Like,
Like, I get it. There's sometimes when you're in a relationship, your partner's gonna struggle
mm-hmm.
because, you know, either stuff just happens, life happens.
Yeah.
And now, like we said in the first episode, it's okay to not be okay, but it's also not okay to stay there.
Yeah.
If that partner isn't making some sort of change, well, shit, it looks like I'm always running out of money.
Mm-hmm.
Should I ask for a raise? Should I get better hours, or should I look, you know, for a better job?
Mm-hmm.
But also be appreciative of what your partner is doing for you,
Mm-hmm.
and on the opposite side, also appreciate what your partner that doesn't have nothing
Mm-hmm.
does whatever he or she can to meet you at least halfway. So if he has no money and he has a messed up car that overheats,
Mm-hmm.
but you know he takes 2 gallons of water,
Mm-hmm.
and just to go see you,
Yeah.
he might not have money, but he puts in the effort to
Yeah.
still, you know.
That's the thing. I mean, a lot of people argue about this. This might be like a little side topic. When you're getting into a relationship like that, I don't think. Well, when you're young, you know, when you're in your 20s, like money is not a thing. Like
It's really
money shouldn't be a thing. Like if you're the type of person who's going after a certain social status, in a way, is that person messed up to you guys? Do you think? Like say
Yeah,
like, oh, I only date girls who have a full-time job. She has money. She has a nice car. That's the only type of person I'll date.
No, well, I think that's fucked up on their part.
Mhm.
That's pretty bad on my point of view.
Yeah.
Because I've been the guy that didn't have nothing
Uh-huh.
at one point, and it was just,
Mm.
you know, as young as I was, spending money like stupid.
Mm.
But I tried my best to whoever I was dating at the time.
Mm.
I at least try to put in my effort, and they didn't leave me because I didn't have
The thing
money.
is,
No. But what I'm asking is like, do you feel like, okay, so that situation, it was me, right? So do you think that's a flag for me?
Oh, flag, yeah.
yeah, because
Easy.
beggars can be
Be
choosers.
choosers.
Yeah.
And no matter what I'll do, you would have never been
Mhm.
satisfied.
And the reason I bring that up is it's kind of like a side topic, but with it,
Mhm.
there's some people like that that'll try to manipulate the situation
Mm.
and turn that into like, oh, you need to find a better job, or we're not gonna work out, or we're not, that mental kind of abuse. That's one sign. Whether male or female, like, yeah, you need to get a better job because you just don't make enough money.
And I don't want to be seen around.
I don't want to see it around. Yeah, especially they're like overcompensating, and that's like a sign. With that overcompensation with money, if they're always flaunting around everything, because everybody likes to flaunt every once in a while, And that's cool. Don't get me wrong. But if they're like every day like flaunting and shit and buying shit they can't afford, and then they flip around and like, oh, I can't date you, I feel like that's a sign right there. Like, you should end shit right there. Because I know there's a lot of guys who would probably they want that gorgeous girl, with that thing, but she won't date him because she's broke. So he's gonna try to like go and try to make more money, try to please her in a way.
Be who he's not.
Yeah, he's trying to be who he's not. He's trying to, in a way, he's trying to mold himself to her liking.
Trying to validate himself.
And she'll never. That person will never accept him.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes
I feel that's a flag.
And it's
that
the
people should know
opposite
about.
too. Girls. Oh, well, he likes a girl that's not nice. That's a bitch that likes to just party and drink. Well, let me go ahead and start doing that to try to get his attention.
Yeah.
Sure, it's not money, but it's also not her being her.
Yeah, it's her molding herself into somebody else's mold, per se.
Well, it made me think about something. Well, if they make excuses for everything, that's another flag.
Red flag.
And another thing is comparison, because they'll compare themselves to somebody else because, again, insecurities.
Give me an example of that comparison, though. That's interesting.
He would always compare himself to my ex, my first love or whatever.
In what sense?
He'd be like, "Oh well, why don't you do this for me? Is it because I'm not good enough? Like,
Because I'm not this person,
Yeah,
so
'cause
I'm not
I'm
gonna
not
do
him.
it.
what am I? You want me to change the way I look so you'll take me serious?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?
I took you the way you are.
Like, I
for a
accepted
reason.
you broken. What are you talking about? Why
Too
would I want to
funny,
change
though,
you
yeah.
now?" He's like, "Oh well, it's because you seemed more in love." I'm like, "No, like how do you know? You weren't in my head. You weren't there."
Mm-hmm.
So he would compare himself to make me feel bad and like treat him better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, better,
Yeah.
because he always wanted more. Not like nothing was ever enough for him.
Mm-hmm.
But he would tell me that I was like that. I'm like, no, I'm not. Obviously, if I'm accepting you, you're enough for me.
And throughout this whole time, we've been kind of describing with the signs and some of the red flags. Because obviously, we're gonna stay here for the next hour and like show us signs. What happens if you're in that relationship, though? What can you do from your experience? Like, how can we help them? Like,
What can be the first step?
yeah, what can be a first step to getting out of that situation if they're stuck in it?
You have to let it out. Like, all the things you're worried about, you need to like at least try to talk to somebody about it. Because the way I snapped out of it was I came to El Paso. Well, I came back to visit what was my best friend back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to her about everything, and she looked at me. Then she's like, "Look at me," and I was like, "Well, what's wrong?" She's like, "I've known you for almost 10 years, and I've never seen you look dead inside."
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you really listen to the people that care about you, even if they get mad,
Mm-hmm.
it'll snap. You'll be like, what am I doing? Like, this isn't me. Like, what's going on?
Like an outside opinion, an
Yeah,
outside
you
point
need
of view.
to listen to like the outside because you're trapped on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
You need to like let the light in a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta listen to what people are telling you.
Because, like, usually be like, no, you're wrong, you don't know. But sometimes, like, the outside is what's going to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to abuse relationships, what about, okay, let's say if I'm dating somebody, well, let's say you're dating a guy, and every time you guys have fights, he goes to his friends, he listens to his friends, and they start manipulating that relationship just so you get thrown out of the way. Will that be can that be considered some sort of abuse from your friends? Well, from his friends? Because they're like, well, we're going to do everything and anything we can to try to change his or her mind. Because even though they really don't know what had happened, they just automatically want to just get rid of you and manipulate your partner into what they're thinking instead of letting your partner think for themselves.
I would say don't go to your friends. Like, my best friend was never in it. Like, I never told her anything. Like, she didn't really know anything. And, like, so technically she was, like, on the outside of it. She wasn't even in it. Like, because I would tell his mom, like, hey, he's, like, being messed up with me. She'd just be like, well, then leave him. Instead of saying, like, you within yourself, like, open your eyes, like, yeah, pretty much open your eyes. She would just, like, so, let's get rid of him.
Let's get rid of him.
And my son is such a piece of shit. Break up with him and go home.
So he's kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
But, like, my best friend, she didn't even know anything. So, like, I would say go to somebody that doesn't really know anything about it. Because they're going to have an opinion that isn't, what's that word? Where you're, like, in it.
An outside opinion?
No, it's,
Third party?
like the third party, yeah, but not influenced so easily because they're gonna
non-biased opinion.
yeah, non-biased opinion. You have to find somebody with a non-biased opinion.
That can see both sides of the argument or of the situation and give you, like an unbiased.
Yeah, you need somebody with
That's
a
not going to
non-biased
benefit a certain person
from
just
either one.
for their own personal.
For their own gain, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to find somebody that can do that for you, or like that somebody will appear and you, I want to say have to listen, but give it like a chance.
So that could be step one, finding somebody in a
Non-
non-biased opinion. What about step two?
You
Or option two if that can't be.
Because when you're
possible.
like that, you don't have any courage. You literally don't have any confidence in yourself. You're going to have to dig down deep, like very deep, and find it. Because if you don't, you're going to be stuck. Because I had to dig down deep and like literally tell him, I can't be with you. I literally don't know who I am anymore. I don't have a voice. I need to find myself and I need to love myself. And all I got was, oh, well, then you're going to have to explain to my mom why I'm in a casket. I'm like, that's on you. And, like, I hung up the phone, and I felt like all this weight just come off my shoulders. And I was like, holy shit, I can breathe. Because the whole time I was being suffocated.
No.
You have to find, like, the courage inside you. And then slowly it'll start coming off, like, all the stress and everything. And you'll start coming back. Because when you're in those relationships, you lose yourself completely.
And what about step 3? What would you say?
You're gonna have to like walk away completely, because if you turn back, you already messed up.
Yeah, you're already back in the loop.
Yeah, you went back in the loop. You have to keep going forward. You can't look back anymore, because you look back, they're gonna bring you back in because they know how to manipulate you, and it's just gonna go back into the
cycle.
loop.
In essence, just like I said in the first episode, is that pattern. You keep going back to that pattern.
Yeah, you have to break it.
Yeah.
You'll make any changes,
Yeah.
and nothing will change.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the same time, when you walk away, don't try and be petty. Just walk away, because karma will do it for you. Just drop it and walk away.
We talked about this in the last episode, right?
Yeah.
You know, as much as somebody fucks you over and you want to be there, like I said, that's one of my, I guess, bad things, traits, my demons. I like seeing when somebody fucks me over, guy or girl. I want to be there for that
you want to be
revenge, because that's as nice and calm as I can be. I find that satisfying, because then I could just be so happy, but I know that's not the right thing to do. So I had to take her advice. I would have to take and just
walk
away, and you'll know when it'll happen. When you'll know when they get hit because of what they did to you.
No.
You'll know it.
And now he's in a relationship where like the roles are reversed. She's treating him like shit, has him crying all the time. He literally will find ways to call me and tell me, I'm sorry, and I just hang up the phone. I'm like, I don't care anymore. Like, I love myself more. I loved you at one point, but you took advantage. but I love myself more now, and I can't just go back to that. Like,
Yeah.
I can't. It took me years to come back to where I am now.
So now, since you've come back from a horrible relationship, how long did it take you to find your purpose and vision, and what would you say the difference would be between those two?
It took me a while. It took me like about a year or two because he like damaged me really bad, and I was being bitter about it. And like I noticed that since I was being so bitter, like nobody wanted to be around me. And I kind of started paying attention. I was like, I need to stop. Like I need to pull my head out of my ass and get over it, because I'm gonna dwell on it, and it's not gonna help me. And I started working. I started getting things for myself. Like I got my first car, and I started being so proud of myself. I worked for myself. It's just like once you start, I guess, moving forward, like little things like getting your own car, we'll be like, damn, I didn't even need him here to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I did it by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to start realizing you gotta be independent, because no one's gonna be there
Mm-hmm.
when you're in a casket, like dead. You're gonna die alone.
So, since you had all that weight cleared off of you, do you think it took time to find out what you're meant to do on this earth? Because I believe we're all meant to do something.
Yeah.
Like I also don't put it down on yourself. Take it as a lesson, because now I know I am meant to do better than what I think I can do right now. Like I have to keep going, because he always wanted me just to work for him, not even for me. Like I literally gave up my dream of like becoming a dentist and stuff because he wanted all the time that I had on him. Like I gave up my license and everything, like for going to school, working those 200 hours for free for nothing because he was insecure. Now I feel like my purpose is to help people, but in a different way. Like I want to become a doctor, so I can help people like that.
Like a psychologist,
Something like that.
counselor. I mean,
Like
Yeah.
I can help people
they're
like
not
that,
doctors.
but without
They're not
taking
doctors,
myself out.
Yeah.
but they do heal. They do have the ability to heal people who need somebody.
Yeah. And a bigger part of like, because a doctor, obviously, they treat everything, but when it comes to the human mind, a lot of it's talking and getting it out, because everybody wants to hold it in until you blow up.
Or they use
don't
different
bother.
outlets,
Yeah, they'll use different outlets.
vices,
Yeah, different
drinking,
things.
posting
Sex,
pictures,
everything.
sex, trying to make sure that the world knows that you're okay, but you're not.
You're not okay.
You just want some sort of okay, but without talking about it.
Like when I first broke up with him, the way he was trying to show me like, oh, I'm like, this is your fault. He started posting pictures with like a gun, and he'd text me, oh, I'm doing this drug because of you. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
I'd be like, okay, have fun.
That's on
Yeah,
you, boy.
That's on you, boy.
First of all, who's your connect for the weapon? Second of all,
Like he turned into this different person.
Yeah, he
like-
started revealing his true self.
Like, yeah, if they treat you like that from the beginning or at some point, they've always been like that. Not just because of you. No, they've always been like that.
so what do you think your purpose is on this earth?
To help.
What do you think yours is?
Mine, honestly, it's the same. It's to help, and that's the reason why we start. That's the reason I wanted to start this podcast. So we can have an outlet, have people talk. Talk about their experience, share their experience in life. So maybe somebody who's going through it snaps out of it and listens to like, hey, I'm in this situation. I need to get out, and that's the reason. I hit you up that day and be like, hey, let's start this podcast. Let's talk about things, get our own opinions, because I like to help people.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I was the type of person who I used to be very shy, very to myself, and even, you know what I mean? I had a certain amount of friends, and I tried to befriend other people, and it would always turn into this downturn. So I always like kind of wanted to stay to myself or stay to like my main friends, and I didn't like that about myself. And I hated that about myself. So I want to help. In essence, I just want to help people. Like, even my profession, it's not something that's going to help people accounting, but I can still work accounting, make some good money. I can still help people other way. You know, and that's something I struggled with recently. Going back in before the podcast where I was like, I don't know if what I'm doing is what I want to do. And because the one reason is I feel like I'm put on this earth to help people in a certain way. You know?
I think I'm not bandwagon or anything, but I think I'm in the same boat as you guys. Because obviously, since we started this, we've gotten some good feedback. Yeah, obviously, we're not going to please everyone. That's just the reality of it. Well, you know, yesterday we already got judged and criticized for stuff that we couldn't have control of, or money-wise. But everything else, we've gotten pretty good feedback. My other roommate, you know, hopefully she doesn't get mad of me saying the story, but I'll tell you guys who she is in another episode. But she herself had told me once that she went to her friend's house and they were listening to our podcast. She put our podcast on. You know, she was getting ready, doing her makeup. Yeah. And when we got to the section of it's not okay to be okay, her friend started crying.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Her friend started crying. And next day, she tells me when we were cruising around, because, you know, we like to cruise around when we're bored here. And they don't stop bothering me about it. Yeah. At 11 at night or at 12 to go just drive. Hey, it really hit her. She left this guy. She stopped talking to him. She started getting up early. She started eating healthy. And she started at least walking. Wow. All because of our first episode.
You see, that's crazy to me because that's awesome. Because, like, when you told me that, when you texted me that on Snapchat, I almost shed a tear because I was like, yes, like, that's what I want out of this. Like, I'm not here to make money. I'm here to, like, try to talk to people, try to help them out of shit situations.
At least give them a kickstart.
Yeah, give them that little kick to push that they need over the edge to help themselves. Like, that message you sent me was, like, the highlight of my day that day. I was stupid happy smiling on my phone.
I was so happy when she told me. I don't think I expressed it because I was driving and trying not to yell at her. Yeah. She likes to do dumb stuff here and there, but I was really happy that she told, because I think, like I said, my purpose is to help people. And, you know, as you know me, I think the first night we hanged out, she told me about herself. She's like, why am I even telling you this? Because I barely know you. This is our first night hanging out. Yeah. I've always been the type of guy that people, for some reason, tell me their stories. Yeah. I know this girl that first night that we party, drink, you know, I met her because of her sister. She told me about her ex that died about a year ago on a motorcycle. She's like, why am I telling you this? Like, I just met you. Yeah, she was drunk, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But she could have vented to her sister's boyfriend that she's no longer. To my friend's friend. Yeah. And they've known each other longer, yet she vented to me on our way to Waterbury. Like, for some reason, I attract that kind of energy to people. And, you know, both of my roommates say I'm like the dad. Because, you know, I feel like I'm in, like, the way I get mad at them, the way I give advice, the way I kind of sit down. I guess an old soul in a young body. And I like helping people. Sometimes we need help ourselves, obviously. But, you know, right now I don't have the money or to school to be a counselor. That's not going to happen. Doctor, absolutely not. I mean, congrats if you're a doctor, but I don't have the patience for med school. Yeah, just to go to regular school, it's very hard for me to sit down. So the podcast might have been our calling in general. Yeah. Because I bet you, if anything, any girl that hears this, she's gonna relate. Maybe she's going through what you're doing at the moment. And what I want when we do these podcasts is to not just go through it once. If I want you to go back to it over and over again whenever you need. Hey, what did they say that last time? Yeah. Maybe I missed something. I'm going through this again. What was the solution? I should.
You keep in that fall and you come back to remind yourself.
Yeah, like maybe it's not good to be in that fall. Yeah. But I think I would fall into our vision because our purpose is to help people. Yeah. But our vision, what are we gonna do with that purpose? Yeah. Now we could have been easily just go on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Live, do a quick 2-minute video of inspirational stuff, and then that's it.
Yeah, because even then, like, in the beginning, that's kind of like what I thought we were going to do. But from my vision, we 360'd it to something even better.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the way we're going about this, the way we want to help people, and talking about these topics that people just sometimes don't want to talk about.
Like, I know I'm liking this because today, so this is how my schedule was today. I woke up at 5, 6, got ready, ate breakfast, went to work. I lift a very heavy stuff here and there. I didn't get home till 7:50, around there. Around 7:40, 7:50. Ate something really quick, went to go shower, and then got ready for this podcast. And we're probably going to go out for a bit after.
Yeah.
But the fact that I didn't want to be like, you know what, let's just save it for another day. Like,
Yeah.
I'm tired. No, like, sure, I may be tired, but I really wanted to do the podcast because I liked the topics that
we're talking about,
what we're going to talk about. So our purpose is to help, but our visions were different routes. But this might be our vision.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows, maybe, if whenever this leases up and we don't become roommates anymore, you might be inspired to get her own microphone, her own camera, and just do her own podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the vision that I see all of us doing at one point in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, this is your baby.
Yeah.
'Cause you came up with this. You're the one that told me this is your baby. But this is going to be your vision.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future, I may have my vision of something similar.
Yeah.
But obviously different name and everything. Maybe a different medium.
Yeah,
But
there's always
it's
a branch off eventually.
Yeah. And then, but same message.
Yeah.
Same message. Same with you. And she gets, she's very smart.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of females don't like to believe guys, obviously. Guys don't know shit. They don't know.
Yeah.
So they'll look for a female. She's very unapologetic, just to let you know.
Yeah.
If you don't trust me, piss her off. Piss me off, I won't say shit to you. Because I'm very nonchalant. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, whatever, fuck you.
Alright, fuck you. Hey, go handle. Because she's more fierce.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. We're the opposites. She can get very angry.
Yeah.
And I'm very calm. You're talking shit, okay.
Kimberly realized that in the chair jump, and I was like, oh shit.
You see? So it's kind of like, I'd be the type of guy, you done?
You done?
Like, are we good? Okay.
Gotta go home.
Coco over here will fucking jump on you
No,
and start
I'm done.
clawing you. And fucking
I'm done when I'm done.
Yeah, when she's done, she's done. But, going back to the vision, right now this is probably the best way we can help people at the moment.
Yeah, this is. And it's not something that's even costing us anything.
Just,
The only thing it's costing us is time.
and even then, this is time well spent because
Yeah, hell yeah.
we might have, even if it's just one person that we help,
Mhm.
should be good enough.
That's
for
good
me,
enough for me.
honestly. And maybe they'll never let us tell us like, hey, thanks to you, I got inspired.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as they get their life in a better track, heading in a better direction,
Yeah.
I think we've done our part.
Oh hell yeah. And
Yeah.
and I realize that not a lot of people are gonna come and like tell us, hey, you know what, we went through this, because not a lot of people, or maybe they don't want to know that they're going through that, or they want to put on that hard face, that brave face. I'm sorry, and that's okay, but it still helped you,
But you also gotta do something that you love, because a lot of people find their purpose, but since they don't have a vision, they'll burn out.
Yeah.
Just like with me, with massage, I burn out.
Yeah.
Because every day after class, hey, can I get a massage? I need this hurts, this hurts, this hurts. I liked helping people, like I said. I like seeing them come in pain and then they leave happy. But I got so burned out. So I needed a vision of, okay, how else can I help people? Because this way it's not going to help me.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care about the money.
Yeah.
Sure, massage therapists make all right money, but is it worth not being happy? No.
No. God.
And I think this helps a lot because I'm not gonna lie, after we do an episode, I feel like I vent a lot.
Yeah.
I become so relieved and happy. I'm such in a better
Yeah, 'cause we
mood.
like lay it out on the table. I'm not here censoring videos and backstage. Like, no, we say how it is and how it comes out. Like,
And then I'm always bugging him, like, are you done? Is the video up? Is the
Yeah.
video up? Because I want to share it. Like, I just want to share it of how happy.
yeah,
Like, I know we don't have the most exciting voices,
yeah.
obviously.
All
We don't have the
monotone
most
stuff.
Apparently-
equipment or anything.
Oh, so
like that.
apparently I'm the most monotone.
Yeah.
Monotone?
Yeah,
I'm the most robotic, awkward.
Really awkward? Really? I
Supposedly.
thought that was more me, if anything. But that's funny. That's crazy.
So when my friend told me that, we broke it down. You're the most reserved. I'm the most emotional.
Yeah.
And Scott is the most. What was it that I told Scott he was?
He's very chill.
He's like very calm.
Yeah.
He's laid back.
Yeah, he's the laid back. I'm the emotional, but you're the most reserved. But when I say reserve, is that you hold it in, wait for us to finish, and then you go.
Yeah.
And then with me, you know, you guys have told me, hey, stop tapping on the table, but there I go going, whatever the subject is, and then like right now I just went like that as an example. But because I feel that's what I'm feeling at the moment.
No, yeah.
And I'll take sounding weird and robotic, but at least you can see my emotions, so I'm not just
you care.
Guys, we don't have notes on what we're saying. Like this is off the dome.
Got
like
a picture of my dog.
yeah, like I have text messages of people.
Yeah.
But the only thing we write is what we're gonna talk about.
Yeah,
and other than that, it's not. Oh well, paragraph section 2. I'm gonna say this, and at time this, you're gonna say this. I say.
Even last episode, I was like, okay, let me write them down. But honestly, I wrote it down just so I remember, because I'll forget the topics. Like you reminded me like 2 times before we started recording. Then I was like, oh wait, what are we talking about again?
Yeah, no, that's why I have mine written here, but. It's not like, I say, C-Slick, on time 30, if you are gonna come insert.
No.
Like, we have no notes. Everything we say is because it's off our head and our feelings. Like,
no.
So, before I got a little bit off topic and emotion again, find your purpose and find your vision and make sure that they connect. Another example, somebody that loves singing, but they don't have nothing to do with it. Like, they're just singing. It's church, choir, whatever, but that's not what they want to do. Maybe they want to teach singing, teach music, teach, the high notes, just the keynotes, or et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they want to do. It incorporates, it goes with it.
Yeah, it goes together with it. Like,
they're not going to burn out. They're not going to go home and like, I don't want to teach these kids. If anything, they'll be more excited.
Yeah.
Just like us. I get excited when we talk about the podcast. I always want it out. I know I can get impatient, but because I want to see people's reactions, whether it be negative, positive, some that. Well, let me check. Let me check how many views we have on our first episode. I think last time I checked, it was like 200 something. This was like 2 weeks ago.
Our first episode?
Our very first.
I think we're up to like 4 or 5.
Even better.
Maybe.
Let me go ahead and lower down because I don't like my voice. Yeah, 455 views.
I don't like my voice.
455 views on our first one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So our second one is at 232. And we just released that one.
Yeah.
But guess, we only have 10 comments. Cool. 3 likes, 4 likes. So who else is watching it? I don't care. Apparently, we're doing something good to...
Yeah, our point is our message is getting out there.
And even my friend, he was like, you guys have potential.
Yeah.
Sure, he said things to improve that we don't have money for at the moment.
Yeah, of course. But
he's like, you guys have potential.
Yeah.
And I think I'm not going to say we're the only guys doing it.
Yeah.
But I think we are reaching certain people and we are going to get a little bit out there. Yeah, because I don't know, I haven't seen any other people in El Paso do podcasts. And if they are, they're not sharing their views. Nobody's that I know of.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's why I like my friend Clarissa. Sneak peek on that one. We had talked and we are going to do an episode. I don't know yet when. Figure that out. She wants to do it, but she's shy. She's camera shy.
It's all right.
We'll work with her around that. But we'll probably help somebody start their own little podcast.
Yeah. See, and that brings me happiness, man. That's all I want.
So our purpose is to help people, but our vision is the podcast at the moment.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe we'll start. Scott said, he's a film director. Maybe he'll get in. His purpose is to help, but he'll put all this talk on one of his films.
Yeah.
You get me? Like maybe a movie about a girl in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody that's so shy and has the journey of getting out. Somebody that is very emotional, doesn't know when to cut off the emotions. When the perfect time to certain emotion, he gets in trouble for it. His vision, his purpose is to help people, but the vision is the filmmaking.
Yeah.
So always make sure your vision and the purpose align, so you don't get burned out, you don't get tired of it.
Yeah.
And it's that old saying: if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Exactly. And I fucking love that. I love that saying so much because that's just how it is. Like, that's why, like, everyone's like, oh, you need to do something that's going to make you money, this and that. I'm like, no, I don't.
No. Sure.
I could stay at the job I'm at for, like, the rest of my life.
But if I like it.
As long as I love it. If not, I don't care whether it's my job right now, whether a job I work in 2 weeks, if it's not something I'm striving for, I'm going to burn out. You're going to burn out and you're going to quit. Or worse, you're going to make your life miserable. You're going to be stuck in this pit of
Despair.
I hate this. I don't want to go to work. Like, no, dude. Like, you got to do something you love.
Like this is all something we love.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you're getting into it. I know you're our first time here, but I can tell because you were passionate about that topic and you want to keep going. I mean, you could just tell that this is something that I could see you want to be like. She was bugging me about it the whole time since I've asked her. Yeah. Hey, so when are we doing it? Oh, why are you telling me you're gonna put me?
Last Saturday, when we were recording last one.
Yeah, sick invite. These fucking nerds. 3 days later.
It's out of love, guys.
Yeah, her love is different. But I mean, yeah, just make sure your vision and purpose are together, but make sure you don't have an identity crisis, as in also know who you are.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I'm gonna go into the topic of where we live, because I think where we live has an identity crisis. We as in our city, and fuck it, I don't give a fuck who hears it and gets mad or offended.
Yeah.
We don't know what the fuck we are as a city. We try to be Los Angeles, New York, Chicago.
Look at their construction, man. We're like California. Fuck.
Like I told my roommates, what's the riddle? Oh yeah, how long does it take from El Paso to El Paso? It doesn't matter. There's already like 10 crashes on the I-10 by that time you answer that.
Check FitFam.
Check.
Shout out to FitFam if you ever see this. But
Carlos guest appearance on there once.
A couple of times, but we're not gonna talk about the sleepers of El Cometa.
Oh my god, that was funny.
No, we're not getting sponsored, but I'm just saying.
That shit was too funny.
No, but I think as our city, we try to be like big cities, but
we have a small town mentality.
We have a small town mentality, and I think it's also the older generation.
Oh, our generations are.
What was I've read this again on FedFam because I posted it, but there was gonna be plans to build a certain location in downtown.
Oh yeah, it's the soccer field, I think, or something like that. Some kind of complex.
There was gonna be some kind of complex. They scrapped it because they didn't want it anymore. So our downtown looks as plain as it does. Don't get me wrong. The plaza looks better.
San
I was like, our downtown's looking a hell lot better now. I don't know for Christmas if you went down.
Oh yeah,
we went. That was crazy.
No, yeah,
that one long road.
But how long did it take to get that damn park?
True.
It took us almost my whole high school.
Yeah.
Life. I'm not gonna lie to you. But why can't we grow? The Hispanic culture is obviously strong here, but we're banda, and we listen to all this Mexican music. But then we have raves that come over here. Sun City, but then we have rappers Lil Wayne that came for Neon.
Yeah.
Yet everybody's trying to claim a certain group. Let's not bullshit ourselves.
Okay.
There's still the people that rave. They'll go to EDC, spend like $300 on that.
Yeah. It's more than that. No. It's thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars. That in itself. I remember this hashtag popping a long time. El Paso knows how to party. I remember that.
That's always been the thing.
I remember that. But I mean, it's not used as much anymore.
Yeah, no.
But I don't think as a city, we know who we are.
Okay.
We really don't know who we are because we always try to take certain things from all cities, but we don't know how to make it work.
And now we don't even have shows. Like, literally, I was going to drive all the way to Albuquerque to see one person because all these artists are like, oh, El Paso. Yeah, no thanks.
Mm-hmm. I think it's because from what I heard, we charge a lot of taxes.
Yeah.
If I've heard. So El Paso wants big city entertainment, benefits without paying his share price.
Yeah, they're not willing to
Dude,
do anything about
Like,
it.
why is an artist gonna come here and pay thousands in taxes to perform?
And
Yeah, they could go to a bigger city and get charged way less.
they'll make more money because a lot of people in El Paso won't even go. Like I went to a show and there was like 10 people. And these people were like marketing all hard, like El Paso, El Paso, El Paso. They'd be posting videos, oh, we're here in El Paso, and only like 10 people showed up.
Because I think, again, I don't care who gets offended, but I think as a city, we're a fake city.
Yeah.
We have a mask so hard. They released this video like, oh, Paso is great and all this. What the fuck can you do in this city if you're not 21 and over?
And they barely opened Hawkins, and they've been working on that shit for like 2 years.
I should close again.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Week or two.
So what can you really do here? This is a drinking town.
This is a drinking
Nothing.
town. This is a
But
small town.
It's a small drinking town, but yet they want to market it like if we're a big tourist. But we're not. We really aren't. There's nothing for us to do here.
Like, literally, my cousins from California would be like, oh, what do you do over there? I was like, honestly, if you're not drunk or high on weed or off-roading or shooting your gun, you're asleep. Because there's nothing to do.
I mean, other than hike, obviously, because our hiking trail, and that's even then you have to. If you live on the east side, you have to drive. You have to drive. You have to drive to either the west side or northeast. Even then, there's really nothing that we can do. So what are we? Obviously, LA is known for its celebrities. It's known for Hollywood. New York is known for businesses and a lot of talent. Times Square. Chicago's known for music-wise, rock, jazz, hip hop. Kanye West and all those other people. So what are we doing wrong?
The thing is, like, I have this customer because I work at a convenience store. He's like, I don't know how you guys live here. There's nothing to do. Like, I came here and I don't do anything. Like, I'm trying to leave. I'm like, because El Paso is a place to retire.
It's
That's
a retirement town. Like, and I go back to my statement of the older generation needs to go away. And I don't mean like death-wise. Obviously,
They need to back off a little bit.
they need to retire, let the new blood come in.
Okay.
Now, it's also the new blood's responsibility to not let them get it over their head. Because I know us, as young people as we are, we don't know how to deal with that power.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's very easy for people to pirate ship, and I've seen that from my work, even watching new managers employees going to manage and like all of a sudden pirate ship. I'm like, oh shit, you need to calm down.
I think that's like I said. We have an identity crisis. Are we a really Hispanic town that listens to Mexican music? Are we a rave city? Are we a rock and show city? Are we a hip hop? And you know what? I know the answer is gonna be we're multicultural. I know, but no, we're not. A lot of us just listen to Hispanic music because we grew up with it, but it doesn't mean we like it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't even give me that bullshit because I've seen some of you, as soon as your parents play it, you put on your headphones.
Yeah.
But yeah, you go on social media, Mexicans this, Hispanics this, and yet I see on your fucking iPod or iPhone, fucking little thug over here and fucking thinking you sell bricks to your 9-to-5 job. Awesome. Come on, let's be honest here. So I guess the solution, what can we do? What can we do to make El Paso known for a certain thing and mark our stamp? It has potential.
I think before I hit that, I kind of want to hit you guys with something. But isn't that what makes El Paso, though? I know how you guys are saying how like we don't have an identity crisis, but do we have to have that?
No.
In a sense of like, LA is known for this and that. Why can't we be known? Like I know you don't want to get hit with the multicultural shit because we're not very multicultural. Like it's really not. But at the same time, we're very old school cultural. If you notice,
but we don't progress.
We don't. But
all we're doing is we have how many parks? Nobody uses it. Our fucking construction sucks. I've been to towns where they finish
in like 3 months.
Accidents even a week, but it will take El Paso a month. Remember that UTEP construction? How long that took?
Yeah.
Yeah, when people were going to school, that was a pain. So we might be old school, but that doesn't mean that we should stay there.
I definitely agree with you.
They need to move forward. And I don't mean like in politics, like progressive wise. I mean progress, literal progress of maybe we should start knocking down these buildings and bringing in businesses that.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. El Paso should have a like old El Paso section for
Yeah.
you know history for history
Like
reasons.
Las Vegas. There's like the new Las Vegas and old Vegas.
See something like that. No, El Paso downtown, it's all old.
Mm-hmm.
But people they're not letting them.
It's because everybody's too comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's too they're scared to get out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, should we really be tearing down like actual historical markers in El Paso?
No, I mean
We
like
should not.
no,
We
I
should-
mean like house not I like
Because like
buildings.
that's like what I'm saying. Because we're getting into a whole debate about how right now City Hall's fighting. They're fighting against people living downtown. Who it's older generation. They're in their houses downtown.
They're trying to take the houses.
They're trying to. What is it called?
I thought you were talking about that little shop that's right there at the corner.
No. Like you got people living in downtown who their houses want
like
to be
Segundo?
taken away. Yeah, like Segundo.
Oh yes.
And because they want to build this complex downtown and they don't want to leave. But at the same time, like that's their home.
Yeah.
So I think as far as like tearing down new buildings, I don't know about that now, but I say like we do need to grow as a city. We do need to grow. We do need to build these more attractions because El Paso, the only thing there is to do drink, Chico's, shoot.
And Western Playland during the summer.
Yeah, and
And
even
then on
then,
New
Western
Year's-
Playland doesn't even cater to adults as much as it used to.
No, yeah, it doesn't.
Ever since they moved from Ascarate.
Yeah, honestly, I used to love that Escarate one. Like, I only went once or twice growing up. Or not once or twice, but like a summer. And I loved it there. Like, it was the best. But ever since they made this new one out, it's good. It's alright when I was in high school. But now I'm kind of just like...
I hadn't even been there since they moved, to be honest.
Honestly, since... Honestly, I don't think...
Yeah,
Yeah.
they moved there right here by Southern Park.
Yeah.
That's whack.
You never knew that? What the hell?
Whack.
Go.
Whack.
But yeah, like... We need more attraction. But yeah, I do agree. We do
Yes,
need to
'cause-
like...
Okay, maybe
Go
not
on to
the
the
building part. Maybe because I wasn't wording it right. I had a different.
Maybe I'm reading that raw,
It's
which
good.
were, yeah.
No, I think I was talking about buildings that people don't use anymore. The ones that are boarded up, but yet people still want to keep them.
Oh no, those need to go.
Yeah, that's what
I need
that's
to
what
go.
I meant. Like
Okay, I agree now. Yeah.
like
It
the
was
one by San Antonio Street, by
Uh-huh.
where Black Pearl was.
Yeah.
There's a neighborhood, but there's a certain area that's like blocked off.
Uh-huh.
But there's nobody living there. It's just trashed. Before they blocked it, it was just boarded up, bottles, graffiti, and yet there's people that want to keep that area. And that's when I say no, knock down that area, have something newer that brings more money to that neighborhood that could build better, have those people's houses get built better, and they're not living in a. I don't want to say poverty, segundo barrio,
Yeah, no.
but in those conditions.
Yeah.
Maybe bringing that more prospect.
I agree with you, but actually, because I used to work but down by San Antonio, like right in the corner,
Yeah.
there's actually some people living in those houses. Those that you think are boarded up and like that, they're actually living there. But it's older generation. It's older people. Like, they can't work.
No, I'm talking about like completely abandoned.
Yeah, I know there's a band section, but next to that abandoned section is somebody's house.
Oh no, those I know which ones you're talking about,
Yeah,
but no,
yeah.
I'm talking about the ones that have been like shops and the buildings next to that have been completely they're blocked off right now. They're blocked off because there's nobody there.
Okay, yeah. My bad. I was
Yeah.
thinking a whole other section.
No,
I was
I
thinking
know
over
which
there
one.
by Chihuahuas. My bad.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was like, oh shoot, hold up, man.
No, I'm talking about those. The one that's just completely blocked off because nobody lives there.
Okay, yeah.
But yet people still want to
Nah, I need to
protest.
go, man.
Like knock it down so we can grow as a city. So we have something. What are you guys known of? Even small towns are known for little things.
Yeah.
Like I think this town is called Brandy that I went to before I went to Brownswood for training. They're known for the barbecue there, like homemade barbecue. And yeah, what are we known for?
Just
Chico's.
that's a place. That's a place you
Chico's.
like go through to get somewhere else. That's what we're known for.
Yeah.
Or we're known for
We're
the
past
border
the city, yeah.
for the drugs.
Especially politics wise and all
Yeah.
that other stuff. But I think we if we want to act like a big city, we need to have
We gotta-
big city things, and we need to put in that progress and work
That
for it.
mentality
I agree.
needs to change.
And the older generation, as much as we love you guys,
Yeah.
either you guys need to work with us or just retire.
yeah.
And I don't mean
Yeah.
like completely stop working, obviously, but move out of that position.
Yeah.
Let the new ideas come
Flow.
in. It's like Congress when people say.
I think we just need to find a compromise as far
Yeah.
as everything. Like,
But it
because
also depends that older generation, since they've been there so long, they don't want to give up that power.
that's why we got to reach that compromise.
Compromise.
And that's the thing. Like, not a lot of people, not just in El Paso, that they don't know how to do compromise. Even a relationship wise in El Paso, people just can't compromise.
Yeah, they just
Again, we're
get
getting.
rid
Our
of
way or
it.
the highway.
And they, like she said, people in El Paso are too comfortable.
It's to control.
Too comfortable. We had the raves, but I mean,
The only thing that's held up is like
Sun City.
the Chihuahua Stadium. Literally, it's something that's held up, and that's
Yeah.
already starting to die because nobody cares about baseball. I'm sorry,
So
nobody
it's
cares.
good. What they should have done is soccer or football field.
Yeah, soccer
should've
would
done-
probably
I don't
blow
know
up.
who. I don't know.
Now,
who,
it's interesting that you say that because I literally just read an article was like El Paso's the worst to watch football for UTEP.
no. UTEP was
Because it was just a headline I saw and like it just popped in my head. And I'm just
It's
like,
because UTEP has had a bad reputation of.
yeah, they're
That's
just
uncool.
not.
But I'm
they're not
talking
good.
about like AAA team, like professional. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're good players, but
They're good players, they're good people, yeah, but
like
the
a
team sucks.
AAA, yeah. I
you
mean,
you can't win in 23.
yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
We're just saying, but
Yeah.
worse. Okay, Hispanics,
Mm.
they play fucking soccer like their life depends on. Why don't we build a soccer field?
We gotta be
Yeah.
smarter.
Who the fuck said, hey, let's build a baseball team?
Yeah.
Why? Nobody goes, really.
Yeah.
And it's only during season and
Yeah, season
fucking quiet.
season ends, yeah.
quiet.
It's like it's just a
It's
random.
abandoned.
And then all of a sudden, people are baseball fans here. The only team they know are the Chihuahuas.
Yeah.
No, like people are no more here for their soccer, like because of Juarez and here. Juarez is big in soccer.
Yeah.
Like if you go over there, they play a lot of soccer.
That's all they're doing,
That's-
really.
I mean, yeah, there's
I
basketball.
mean, yeah,
football.
growing up, when I was growing up, that's how we played soccer.
Outside with
Yeah.
a dirty ball, and
Dirty ball.
if you got hit in the face, and
Careful, get up.
Yeah.
oh well.
Well,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we need to progress as a city and have some sort of identity that we could be proud of. That way they're like, oh, where are you from? El Paso. Oh, I've heard that place is known for.
yeah, most
It's
people are like, oh, I'll tell 'em, I'm from El Paso. Where's that at?
Yeah.
Like
In
I-
essence, we got to be put on the map.
Yeah, we got to put on our map because obviously artists won't come, and if they do, it's the same ones.
Mm-hmm.
We got, and then I know I'm gonna get tagged for this, but I don't care. Like I said, it's a lot of the rave,
Yeah.
rave, and this person's coming here. Yet they've been coming for like the
They
past
come
10
like
years.
every 6 months. and
Every
shit.
6 months. Like it's nothing
Mm-hmm.
special. Like remember when the whole rebel scene was out and
Yeah.
about? You had the same, Stevie
The dark times
Aoki.
of El Paso, we don't talk
Mangos
about.
chupados.
Stevie Aoki. What is it? We had other artists, but they will come like every 6 months.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know any. Like,
Yeah,
DJs, I'm sorry.
I think we just got so saturated with that era
Mm-hmm.
that also we don't let other that
We're
and
comfortable.
and Hispanic. Yeah, we're comfortable as a city and we need to move forward.
I agree.
We really do. Fine, we
Exactly.
like drinking. That's cool. That's part of the Hispanic
Yeah,
culture.
Football
That's
can drink. Watch
Football-
drink while you're soccer.
yeah, like,
Soccer.
like
Yeah.
drinking.
Watching my bad.
Drinking's fine, but we can't complain that Paso's so boring and then
But like, y'all make it.
y'all
boring.
make it boring. But then also the city officials don't do nothing about it. They're just comfortable. Well, there's
They'll just-
little shops here and there.
They'd rather build like an overpriced duplex rather than do something for the community that no one's gonna rent, and then they're just gonna tear it down and build something pointless again.
So I think as a city, we just need to progress, find something that shows who we are, and so we can be proud. Because I've met people from Austin and all those. Where are you from? El Paso. Where the fuck is that?
Yeah.
We're the laughing stock of Texas, if you really think. We're the ass end on the west. That nobody even knows that we exist until they see us on a map.
Or they hear something about the border.
The border.
The
The
border.
border.
all
The
the-
Killings.
border.
Yeah.
Obviously, that whole killing thing hurt our reputation a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've
Oh,
met
yeah,
people
Killings.
from Dallas. Again, I'm already saying Dallas and Houston, and that city doesn't have to fight. They know. People of Texas, Austin, like the capital Dallas, they known for this.
Yeah, I mean,
Fort
Austin,
Worth.
Austin 6th Street. It's
Yeah.
a legend, you know?
Yeah, they're known
That's the
for
place to go.
they're known for drinking, but they do it in a certain way
Yeah.
that puts them on a map for it.
Mm.
They also have Austin City Limits.
Yeah.
They have
It's,
festivals
that's
like
great,
that, known artists
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that people sure support your locals. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but you know people are gonna go to the big names also.
Mm.
But also, Paso wants to charge $15 for a show that, like, nobody really knows. They don't really market as much.
Yeah.
Or they just, I think part of the marketing is flyers. I don't really think flyers are as useful.
No, flyers
No,
are
now
pointless
social
nowadays.
media.
Like,
Social.
Just like maps. What's a map? Like, I don't know what that is.
flyers are only if you're advertising flyers, you just gotta leave them in the neighborhood and that's it.
Mm,
Post them on the door, pray for the best. Because if you're out handing flyers, people aren't gonna read
Yeah,
that
they're
shit.
just gonna throw it away.
Not just that, you're gonna just if you're out there and not seeing it, where you're just passing out a flyer for something, they'll look it and just throw it.
Yeah, they won't even read it.
Shit, even advertising at my job, I'll give it to them. All right, trash. Cool.
And just our girl will just put it in her purse and like forget about it and then
For
throw
the
it away.
next 3 weeks. Huh?
And you clean it out and like, oh, trash.
So Paso, stop bitching and complaining if you're saying that we're not a small city without having some sort of solution. But if we are gonna do something, we need to do something that separates us from the rest of, at least the state.
Mm-hmm.
We want to act like a big city. Let's do big city things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking about like, I guess good things, not the crime and all the other
Yeah.
bad stuff. Obviously,
Not
that might
even
come
going
with
for-
it.
Yeah, because you're right. After we had to do with those killings, like,
It kind of people think, oh,
They
it's like
killed our-
dangerous over
Yeah,
here.
like oh, it's El Paso. I heard that they also shoot
wasn't
people.
there a political headline where it was like El Paso is the most dangerous place ever, and we're just like, what?
No, we
What?
got
It's like
we
chill
got
here.
voted the most safest, but I never believed.
No,
that
it was a
bullshit.
political headline, not like cause I remember seeing that. That's cool. No, but there's a political headline where I don't know who it was. It was a senator or maybe it was a president at one time. It was like El Paso's a dangerous city, and we're just like,
I mean,
what?
we live
There's-
next to one, but we're not.
But you also
Even
gotta
then,
remember
Yeah,
that when you get voted the most safest, they will do anything and everything to cover up.
yeah, that's true.
Why? They want the money, they want the attention, they want the good reputation.
Hmm.
Who knows what happens that they don't tell us?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's shit popping off in El Paso every week,
Then
especially in the Northeast, man. Northeast,
ask an
Oh,
office.
God.
Ask an
It's something
officer.
else.
Northeast, East side's crazy, man.
East has gotten bad.
East side's getting bad. Yeah.
Well, why? Because a lot of people from the bad areas they move over there because it's growing.
Mm-hmm.
They just bring their bullshit from where they were back over here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as a city we need to progress and find some sort of identities that we can be proud of.
Yeah, I agree.
And we need to do some sort of work. Maybe maybe in the future we'll be known for this. Maybe
Doubt it, but maybe.
El Paso,
And that's maybe.
El Paso's known for its arts and its
Yeah, and that's what they're trying to do.
the
Actually,
culture, like the Hispanic culture.
I mean
But like,
not everyone's Hispanic. That's the thing.
yeah, like that's.
We have what, Khalid,
Yeah,
and he's not even technically from here. He's
Yeah.
a military guy.
But I'll give it to him. He does celebrate El Paso, but like,
yeah, he has pride for the city.
But
who else does that? Nobody.
No.
because we're always comfortable. Nobody wants to rep it and do something different.
Yeah,
And when you mean by the arts, it's usually the same Hispanic, but some people don't like it. It's just some people don't like that type of, the homie. I mean, we see it
Yeah.
through the freeway, the tagging and everything.
yeah,
No, what the Rockers don't have a voice in the city. They really
Uh-uh.
don't. They have their spots, and
yeah.
we've
like
gone
that's
to them,
Love Plus.
but they hide. They put them in hiding mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, like
Lowbrow is
Yeah.
down.
in like a little crevice,
Yeah.
like behind
Love Bus,
Domino's.
it's like it just
It's
has
hidden in
it's
the
hidden in the
yeah, yeah.
Why don't they push that? What
Mhm.
about the hip hop hits? Why don't they push that also? You want to talk
You know
about
what, you're
you,
right. I never thought about
You want to
that.
be about the
Yeah,
arts?
or, like,
Okay,
shelter.
come on, push
all
it.
of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
That way, there's this weekend there's gonna have a big rock concert, and then but 2 blocks down they're having a hip hop one, and then up the street they have a banda.
Mm-hmm.
That way, everyone goes to their own
Yeah.
little thing, but nobody feels secluded. Because if the rockers in El
Yeah.
Paso get judged a lot,
Oh yeah, like
especially by the older generation.
you
Eres
probably
el diablo, mija.
Yeah, you probably worship Satan.
And then
You're a diabla.
People
you're a
that
witch.
because I'm gonna say I'm a fucking hip hop head, and you guys, I mean, you
yeah.
guys hear my music. Oh, what? You think you're black? Te crees negro?
Yeah.
Ay,
No, I
what?
just
Turn down your
appreciate the
negro music.
music.
Where's your
Yeah.
Mexican side?
Yeah.
It's
Newsflash,
there.
it fucking bores me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Here and there is good,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna act like fucking corridos are the best thing ever
God.
because they really aren't
Get on my
for me.
nerves.
Yeah.
And yet I get judged. Te crees negro? You think you're black now? Or
Yeah.
when
That's
when
why-
did that type of music? Why is it only associated with that?
I don't want to be a stereotype. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I'm not fucking with a sombrero and arriba, arriba, arriba.
Looking like a lizard and shit. I'm sorry.
See, so that's they need to start pushing the other arts.
Yeah, I agree.
And usually when it's the rockers, like I said earlier, they
I get
just
the
get
dirtiest looks. Like I don't
Yeah.
get served right.
and it's the older generation again.
No.
They're like, oh, it's the newer one. It's our generation, but because they got parents so bad, they got hammered with the idea. If you dress like that, you're this. And if you listen to his music, you're this. I don't want to listen to that in my house.
Or for example, like people think, oh, since we're like the millennials or whatever, they think we're very disrespectful, that we scream at people, that we just start a whole bunch of commotion. When like I'll be at a store and I'll be like, yes ma'am, like my manners, and the lady behind me will be like 40 or 50, like cussing somebody out, making
That's the
like
funniest
throwing
shit ever.
stuff, and I'm over here like,
Oh,
but
but if
I'm
you-
the bad guy. Okay.
But if you talk back, they're being disrespectful.
Oh, they
this.
have no manners. They weren't
Yeah.
raised right.
Look, lady, do you want life alert to be activated fast when I
What do you
tell you
want?
what's on my mind or not? You let me know. Chad will come you on his admins. Just let me know, Grandma. We can do this here. Pull up, Grammy.
Yeah,
No.
but also, staying on the topic of
Crisis.
our crisis, we barely support our local stuff too.
Yeah, we
so
don't
how do we
really.
expect us to support if we don't even support local stuff? How are we supposed to support big things?
Because again, we want to be a big city, so a lot of people tend to ignore.
The
The
people that are
locals?
trying.
Yeah.
And then the locals that are trying to get marketed, the
Yeah.
places that they play,
Yeah,
well, you got to pay this much taxes. Well, fuck, everyone loses.
Well,
Because the fans don't get their artist, the artists can't play their fans, but they have no place.
yeah,
to
but at
play.
that point, then what I'm coming to is if it's money, then we're gonna have to take that hit eventually. Think about that, because where we get our government funding and shit like that. I'm sorry. It comes down to money, and how you're saying like, oh, they're being taxed, this and that. If they don't get taxed to come, where are we going to supplement
Tax,
that
yeah,
money?
but we charge so much for a small town, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
That's why a lot of people would rather go to Las Cruces
yeah.
to show play than here.
For
And we're only
example,
40 minutes
Warped
away.
Tour. Warped Tour was in Las Cruces. Why doesn't it come to El Paso?
When it's a
That's where-
bigger city.
and
But
they'll get more money, but nobody wanted to like
pay more.
Yeah, nobody. And because it was in Las Cruces, not a lot of people showed up because people have to work. They can't be just driving like an hour all the way to New Mexico. So,
So,
like,
as from an artist point of view, where do you think you're gonna go? The
Where it's
places
easy.
They're gonna go to
easier.
the place that's
that's gonna charge you less,
Yeah.
but you can make more profit out of it. Because Warped Tour used to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
yeah, now it's like
But if they try to do it here, El Paso would have charged them stupid.
in fact they tried to, didn't they?
Yeah, they tried,
they
and look what
tried.
and look what happened. Oh well, fuck! You're gonna charge me this much? Let me go to the next store
Go
and let me
close
bring money to that city instead of this city. So yes, support the locals. I'm not saying don't, but it's also the businesses that have to understand. Like, hey, we're not going. You're not getting people because we don't want to play. We'll go to a friend's house
Yeah.
and play and not bring money to you because you're charging us too much.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard this from bands. Does your band bring people? I don't know. Does your bar?
Like, here's the thing though, with all the stereotypes of rockers and hip hop heads or whatever, those are the people that are supporting each other more than like,
Any other?
yeah, like literally you go to Love Buzz, you'll get variation, you'll get like people singing in Spanish or like a rock group, or
Yeah,
literally
that's
you'll
crazy.
have people having like just rapping, just like having fun. And
It's
they'll
the
like
misfits.
it's the
the,
misfits.
It's the outcasts of the.
But
of the-
yet we're the
also,
bad
yeah.
people and we're like the only people supporting each other.
And I don't want to hear it from the ravers because you're the guys that had to like do pills and drink
Yeah.
at the beginning of high school, throughout your high school to enjoy it. And don't give me that. It's pure love and energy. No, motherfucker. I remember you asking.
No, it's your
"Hey,
brain
do you ever
cells dying."
connect?" Yeah, come on. Maybe now you can enjoy it,
Even now, but,
but don't give me that bullshit that's always been about pure and love. When the hip hop and the rockers.
Literally, we could all be sober and be having a great
Good
time,
time.
vibing.
I mean, and then mariachi, I'm not gonna knock on them because that's part of the culture. They're part of it, but they make their money. They put in. They charge a lot.
yeah,
Mariachi,
yeah.
they charge a lot,
Just to play for
but
like
they're
an
hustling.
hour.
They're hustling. I mean, that's mariachi. You're not gonna get them all the time. That's what I
No.
mean. Nobody knocks on them because we all like their songs.
Yeah.
But the hip hops and knockers and the rockers,
Just like
we get outcasted.
Yeah.
No, we barely found out. Well, she had barely told me that Prickly Elder plays Wu Tang
Yeah.
Wednesdays
yeah, like
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
On Wednesdays they
Right
play
here.
like a whole bunch of hip hop.
right here by
old
Mesa
school.
and Montana.
Woo
Just all
Wednesdays.
pure old school hip hop.
Like literally, I said, when is Prickly Elder like this packed? And the guy next to me is like, yeah, like it's never this packed. Like that's cool. And I was like, I love it.
See, so her spot is the Love Bus for rockers on Wednesdays.
So to any guy and any girl, I'm talking to you like you're my friend. He or she is not worth it. Love yourself before you love somebody else. Trust me, in the end, you're gonna feel so much better about yourself. I love you. You're supposed to love you. You can do it, boo boo. I got you.
Just remember to find your purpose and vision and make sure they match so you don't burn out. Like we said earlier, if you do something you love every day, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah. Let's find our identity, guys. Let's find the attraction that'll bring El Paso, that'll put El Paso on the map. Besides our rappers, besides our hip hop artists, like let's be known for something. Even
Right.
then,
So I think that's concludes on this episode, and we'll talk to you guys later.
yeah. See you guys later. Bye.